Okay, let's continue on with 102. Number 15. Hector planted 185 flowers in 2 days. Okay, so that's important. He planted 185 flowers in 2 days. There were 5 volunteers, including Hector. Okay, so Hector is included in this number. So you don't want to add Hector because it says he's included. He's included. So there's not 6, there's 5 because it says right here, including Hector, who each planted about the same number of flowers. About how many flowers did they plant? Okay. So Hector planted 185. That's about. Whenever you see this about, that means to estimate. So he planted about 200 in those 2 days. Okay. So there were 5 people doing this, though. Hector's one of those 5. So if they all did that, that would be 5 people. So doing that 5 times. And again, it says about, which is why we estimated 185 is closer to 200 than it is to 100. So that's why we chose 200. And so I just need to do 5 times 2, which is 10, and then add my 2 zeros. And you'll see over here we have 1,000. There's my answer. Okay, number 16, Jay and Blair went fishing. Together they caught 27 fish, so that's important. Together they caught 27 fish. Okay. So remember our sign, we worked on this for a while. Together, remember this sign means all together. Everything over here is what we get over here. So the total is 27 together. Now the 2 people are Jay and Blair. So we're comparing J. I'm going to use a J for J, which makes sense. I'm going to use a B for Blair. We're comparing. These are the 2 things we're comparing. Okay. J caught 2 times as many fish as Blair. How many fish did Jay and Blair each catch? So that's my question. How many fish did Jay and Blair each catch? Write an equation and solve. Okay, and explain our work. Alright, well, let's start with what we know. We know there's 27 total fish caught, and it says Jay caught 2 times as many as Blair. Well, how many did Blair catch? Doesn't tell us. Doesn't say anything about the number of fish Blair caught. So we're going to call that n. We're going to use our variable n. Remember our n problems from before. So Blair caught n fish. We don't know. Now Jay, we don't know how many Jay caught either, but we do know it was 2 times as many as Blair. And if Blair caught n, 2 times that would be 2 n's. 1, 2. Okay. So now, over here we have 3 n's, and over here we have 27. So 3 n's, or 3 times n, equals 27. Now can we figure out what n is? Yeah. 3 times what is 27? Do your fact family, or you can do it in reverse and go 27 divided by 3 is what? And we get 9. So 3 times 9 is 27. So now I can come up here and say, okay, Blair is n, and I just figured out what n is, so Blair caught 9. Because our n equals 9. We just figured out what n is. And Jay then caught 9 2 times. 9 for that n, and another 9 for that n. Okay. So write an equation and solve. Well, we did our equation right here. Right? An equation has an equal sign. We did 3 times n equals 27. We solved for n. And our question said how many fish did Jay and Blair each catch. So I need to answer that. Jay caught, whoops, oh my goodness, sorry, my erase, I don't want to erase everything. Caught 18 fish. So I'm running out of space. And Blair, give myself a little more room. Blair, and I'll spell caught right this time, caught 9 fish. Okay. And this is, I would say this works as our explanation of our work as well. So I think we're okay here on this problem. Okay, so now let's go on to 17. I'm going to delete this to get this all out of the way. It's kind of messy right now. So I'm going to delete that. And go on to number 17. Okay, at the pet fair, Darlene's dog weighed 5 times as much as Leah's dog. Okay. Together, the dogs weighed 84 pounds. And then my question, how much did each dog weigh? That's my question. Complete the bar model, write an equation. Okay, well, that's basically what we did in number 16, except this time we're comparing what two things? Darlene and Leah's dog. Okay, so I'm going to put D for Darlene, and I'm going to put L for Leah's dog. Okay, now, again, we just start with what we know. Here's our total sign. So how many total pounds do the two dogs weigh? Well, it told us. Together, the dogs weighed 84 pounds. So I can put 84 here. Together, they weighed 84. Darlene's dog weighed 5 times whatever Leah's dog weighed. Well, we don't know what Leah's dog weighed, and when we don't know, we use a variable, and we use n. And if Darlene was 5 times that, it's just 5 n's. Now let's do our equation. So on this side, think of this little sign here as kind of like our equal sign. So over here we have how many n's? We have 6, so it's 6 times n, and then equals 84. Okay. Now we just need to solve for n. So we can do that by division, or we can use our fact family. In this case, I would probably say division would be the best. At least that's the way I think of it. I know 6 times 10 is 60, and that would leave 24 left over. 6 times 4 is 24, so n must be 14, that 10 and the 4. And I can check it just to be certain. 14 times 6, I want to see if my mental math was correct. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 1 is 6, plus my 2 that I carry is 84. Yep, it checks out. So it is, n does equal 14. So how much did each dog weigh? We have to always go back to your question. Always go back to your question. So Darlene's dog, and I can use my variable D, weighed, well, we don't know just yet, but we know Leah's dog weighed, well, n was 14, there's our 14, so Leah's dog weighed 14 pounds. And if the total was 84, and Leah's was 14, if I subtract Leah's dog, then I'll find out how much Darlene's dog weighed. That's going to be 0 and 7. So Darlene's dog weighed 70 pounds. And again, I can check my answer. Oh, I ran out of space again. Does 70 plus 14 get me back to my total? Yes, 70 plus 14 is 84, so it checks out. Alright, let's go on to 18. Use the distributive property to model the product on the grid. Record the product. Okay, so just like we've done before in class, we're going to use the grid. It's like an array, which you remember you did that in 3rd grade. Okay, so we have 4, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, times 12, but since I'm using the distributive property, I want to break that 12 into 10 and 2. So I'm going to start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to find out how many's in that box. I'm going to label it 4 and 10. And then this is still 4 up and 2 over. 1, 2, 4 down. It's a little difficult with this tool, but that's going to be our 2. So now we do just like our array. 4 times 10, that's going to be 40. 4 times 2, that's going to be 8. And then we combine that, 48. our answer right there, 48. All right, thank you for joining me on page 102. We're almost done.